Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Siilt Radio. I am your host, Camille Parker.
And Niles Parker.
What's up, y'all? We just want to come and tell you guys how much we appreciate you all watching the first episode. Right now, currently, we are at 76 views. We really appreciate you guys just supporting us, all of our friends and family. And also, we would love to just talk to you guys and ask you for your opinions. So if you leave your feedback in the comment section below, we can just discuss back and forth what topics to talk about on here. And, just we can create a community for Siilt Twins, Siilt Radio. So thank you so much for watching. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and DM us on our Instagram page.
Yes, please DM us. You can email us. It doesn't matter if you guys want to be a part of, just getting interviewed on here. Just let us know. Call us. It doesn't matter if you have our numbers. But yeah, so we're just gonna get right into this.
Yeah, let's go.
So today's topic. The first topic I have for you, Niles Parker, how did you feel when the first episode that we posted came out? What was going on in your head?
When I realized people were watching it, or just posting it?
Just posting it.
I don't know, it was kind of funny to just, when you were working on it, and I didn't realize how soon we were going to put it up, and you were like, oh, it's done, and I was just like, okay.
Working fast. Yeah, it took me 6 hours to sit down and complete, which is
the editing.
Yeah, once I really get into the routine, I'll definitely go ahead and get faster, and I can find different what is it? Not tools, but shortcuts. Thank you. Shortcuts. Yeah, I use iMovie, by the way, if you guys want to know that. I use iMovie to edit. For this episode, we have in these mics that we just got from Amazon, condenser mics. And yeah, we're testing the waters,
Yeah, we're just going to see how this goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. But so how did you feel when you realized?
I don't know, people, it was kind of it kind of happened so fast. So the episode went up, and we started posting it on our IG, yo, go watch our thing. And people immediately just hitting me up, yo, I watched the thing.
What?
And I was like, really?
Yeah.
It was I hope you was it fun? Did you enjoy yourselves? And it was nice to get the feedback.
Yeah, a lot of you guys hit us up about what we should do next and the different pointers. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
When I posted it online, I sent the link to all of my friends. And so I felt those people that are listen to my mixtape, check it out on SoundCloud. I mean, I appreciate the hustle from y'all, but I just sent it to everyone I was talking to at the moment. And so they responded,
Yeah.
And I was just oh, the love. I love y'all. I love you guys. Thank you so much. But I asked you this question just because when I posted it, I was talking to my friend Benny, and we were just texting. I was like, dude, I can't talk to you right now. No, for real. I felt so no, that's not the word. I just felt as though
could have been. It wasn't perfect.
No, it's not. It was a good first take in my opinion, but when you put out something, it's for example when mom says when she cooks food for us, she doesn't really
hungry afterwards.
Yeah, or she doesn't really enjoy it. So I was feeling the same way. I put this out and everyone's saying congratulations. This is awesome, Camille. You and Niles are great. Da da da. But I shut my phone off. I was like, Benny, I'm not talking to anyone. And I got in the shower and I just felt so disappointed and sad. What could I? I was just thinking about the future. What could I do better? Yeah. But that's with anything when you create. It's when you get in those moods. Do you get in those moods where you're not satisfied with what you do?
I don't think to the extent that you were, heading to the shower and everything. I was like, you just need to relax a little.
I do need to relax. I don't
know. I think the work that I'm willing to put out is usually something that I'm proud of. And it's something that, whether it's good or not, is something that I at least tried. So I feel there's a certain level of confidence that comes with that. So it's like, you put it out there and it's like, I know what I did. I know what it's worth. And you know what I mean? Like, stressing over it isn't going to change anything about the work. You know what I mean?
I mean, I do understand, like, what you're saying with, like, when you do anything, as long as, like, you put your all into it. But, as much as, you try, there's always going to be that little part of you that are just like, oh, there's room for improvement. Yeah. So what do you do to, like, deal with, trying to that little percentage of room of improvement? Like, where does your mind go when you're in that space? Like, okay, there's something that needs to be done. Like, remember we were talking the first episode, like, revamping ideas. How do you begin working on that?
I think I learned this really quickly, that every idea that you have is not going to get crammed into one project. Okay, and that's so true. It's okay that you're not, like, if there's room to improve, I feel like that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because it means that you can, like, move on to the next thing, and you have this idea in the back of your head, like, last time I did this thing, and I'm going to try to improve on that. And, I feel like if you were to get something perfect, then it's like, well, what's the point of doing something again?
Yeah. That's very true. Yeah. I like that. I definitely like that. Let's see. So the next question. Okay, so we basically went over that, really, like, how to be happy with what you create and stop being a perfectionist. Then I can go ahead and go into the third question, really. So what I had for you is, like, being a perfectionist, right? I feel as though I am. I think we all are. But, like, a good example of someone who's a perfectionist would be Frank Ocean. Like, do you understand how much pressure this guy has to deal with? Or, I mean, just the fact that any great artist, right? So, having his first full body of work, Nostalgia Ultra, then going into Channel Origin, making that, like, that becoming, like, a big hit. If you put yourself into, like, big artists like Beyonce, Jay-Z, like Kendrick Lamar, and everyone expects you to have this certain level of, like, work, how would you feel? Like, do you feel as though, like, putting yourself into these artists' headspace, like, is it still fun for them, do you think? Or is it just like, I have to please?
Well, I mean, I don't know these people personally, but in what I would think, it's like, it's not, pressure's always going to be there. It's kind of like, oh, I expect this thing from these people, but I feel like it comes more from within. I feel like, especially, like, if I were to assume, like, from what I can understand about Frank from listening to his music and the snippets of interviews that he does, but, like, I feel like it's more self-motivation than anything else. Than someone else is like, yo, Frank, this next thing has to be, like, OC, like, your best work. I don't think any other person's opinion of saying, like, trying to force that is causing this, sense of perfection. I think it's just in his nature.
So, a question for you guys: how do you all? You could answer that in the answer this in the comment section. Like, how do you guys deal with pressure? And for example, whenever Niles and I were playing a game, he always says, like, I choke under pressure. It's what was the performance anxiety, and I have so much of that. I don't understand why, like, I could be so close to the finish line, but, like, I second guess myself. That little hesitation just messes up the whole thing. So, like, how do you guys, like, feel? Not feel, but, like, how do you try to ignore that little voice in your head, doubting yourself. So that's the question for you guys as well. So how do you I feel as though you have a lot of confidence.
It's I don't know. It's
I'm trying to learn.
It's just a switch you gotta pull in your head. Like, it's legit like a switch. It's like, for me, like, I'm nervous all the time. Like,
really? You're lying. I'm nervous
time.
all the time too.
I'm nervous all of the time.
You're lying.
And it's like, you'll never know, because I don't want you to.
Okay.
I really don't. Like, I don't know if it's just like a big brother thing. Like, you know, it's like, oh, you gotta protect your sisters. You gotta be an example and stuff like that. So, like, in my mind, it's like, well, if I'm freaking out, they're gonna freak out because I'm freaking out. So it's like, try to stay calm so that no one else is freaking out. So that's the way that I think of it. So it's like, literally almost every day, I'm like, someone's like freaking me out, and I'm just like,
what? So like, you always have the same face. Like, you're very like mellow, like just leveled.
Yeah, nonchalant.
Very nonchalant.
Yeah.
And then I'm like the spice, I guess, like that. The firecracker. Hey, that's a good one. The firecracker of the family, just like always excited. Pop, 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 pop. Always excited. The next question I have is how to have discipline and patience. So growing up, my brother and I and my sister, we lived in Ghana, Accra, for 6 years. And as kids, we had a tutor. His name was Richardson. So basically, it's just the difference between us. Yeah. So Niles would study downstairs in the study room of Richardson after school for how many hours? I don't know. It just felt 3-4 hours. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, Niles is a year older than me. So I was in school like first grade, possibly, like first, second, yeah.
When we first started?
Yeah.
Yeah, about third grade, yeah.
Okay, so third grade.
Second or third grade,
yeah. Second or third grade I was in. And so Niles was doing like fourth grade work. So Richardson was such a strict, you would say. He was a strict teacher. But the difference between Niles and I, like, he would have to sit and work on his homework and the different lesson plans that Richardson would have for him. And he realized that I didn't really care for what was going on. So I loved when he would be like, okay, you're getting frustrated. Let's just draw. So I would just be drawing, or I wouldn't even come downstairs to study. So the question stems from, like, do you feel as though if you didn't have that discipline of like being like having to sit down and do your homework, whereas I was like willy-nilly in the house just chilling,
watching That's So Raven
Disney Channel.
I was getting my ear pinched.
He was pinching your ear? He pinched your ear?
Yes, whenever you know how like you'll do a thing where you're reading something and you'll like assume the next word is this word. Yeah. If I would do that, he would pinch my ear and be like, that's not the word. Ooh. Yeah. So like I learned how to read really well after that.
Nice. Yeah. So do you feel as though it was important for you to go through that? Because I don't think I have discipline.
I definitely think it has something to do with the level of discipline that I have, like being able to just kind of sit down and do something for a few hours. But I definitely put most of the credit on the fact that I'm doing something that I actually enjoy in school. Yeah,
that's the thing too.
Yeah.
So sorry, I'm really agreeing with you on that part.
Yeah.
If I'm not interested in something, I just don't, want to do it. So I need to get out of that habit of like, that's me trying to stay in my comfort zone, So I want to ask you, like, your advice on, like, gaining discipline. What would you say to our viewers?
Get a tutor.
Get a tutor?
Get a Richardson. I don't know. You really have to want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like you really, not to say that you really have to want to do the specific work that you're doing, that you're trying to get disciplined to do. You really have to say, all right, I'm really trying to do better for myself.
Yeah.
And just like get it done. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have an end goal for this, like then you're not really gonna have the motivation to want to do it. Like it's like, if I have to read this textbook, right, if there's nothing past the fact that I have to read it, and you can't like figure out a reason why, it won't work. So it's like you're reading this book to pass this test so that you can do these things in the future. That's the closest thing I can think of as to what can help switch that thing in your head.
Guys, in the comment section as well, you can put down like what are things that you're trying to gain discipline for. So I was talking to my friend Atanga. He's like this multitasker, genius, like artist, like producer. He can play the piano. He's a rapper. This kid can DJ. Like he's a barber. Like he has all these skills. He has all these skills. And he was telling me, like, Camille, you need to come to my house. Yeah, he has a studio and like he wants to teach me like how to DJ. I'm just like, we all need to be problem solvers in this world, and you should tap into these different interests, hobbies, or just skills. Because let's say we're at a party and someone's like, damn, we don't have music, no one knows how to DJ, but like isn't it such a great feeling to be like, oh, I know how to fix that, like I can fix that. Yeah, so I was like, I definitely need to start gaining the discipline to tap into these different avenues of like things that are important. So you
start, I mean, like you kind of started DJing a little bit,
What?
Like you did the last, one of our last little parties at Olu's place. So how did that, like how long did you take to like put the playlist together and stuff?
It took me like a day. Yeah.
So like what were you going for?
I definitely, when it comes to music, right, I love when people play. I love the hits, right? But definitely I love the SoundCloud underground music. And what really inspired me to start curating and events and whatnot, and just doing all these things that we're doing now, is the fact that I was listening to house music, and I don't know why, like the pulse, it just
kind of beat,
it just gave me something to feel inside. So I like traditionally, like I wish people played Michael Jackson more at parties. I wish they played Sade. I wish they played Brockhampton. I mean, it really varies. I love that surprise element of like what we were saying in the last podcast, like not knowing what the DJ is playing. But we definitely need to start playing like more
less radio
music, because I miss the times where I wasn't really around, but like parties were social events and also learning new music. And if we're playing the same hits, it's like, are we really learning? Yeah. So that's the type of music I like.
Teach the people.
But yeah, guys, so definitely the topics for this podcast would be learning how to be disciplined, and also would you say stop trying to be so hard on yourself and not be like so much of a perfectionist.
Go through an idea, you know what I mean? Like actually go through it, complete it, take a step back, and then do another one. You know what I mean? Like nothing's going to hurt you if you don't finish something and then start a new one. You know what I mean? Because like, for me personally, I'll like when I'm like, let's say I'm designing something, right? I'll be in the middle of sketching something, and then I have another idea. I'm like, ooh, what if I did this? And I'll literally stop what I'm doing there. So I have an incomplete idea, and then I'll start drawing something else, and it either will be better or it might be worse, and then I've lost the flow from the last one. So you got both things that can happen. I could think that this has been the second idea is bad, and then I lost the flow of potentially a better idea. Then if I think the second idea is better, then I won't want to go back to the first one. So it's like I say, complete something before you move on to the next one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's our time, guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely comment below.
Yeah, tell us if we wasted our money on mics, because we definitely bought these and we used our iPhones last time. So
yeah,
just let us know how the audio quality is going.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
You want to do the high five?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Bye.